Hey everybody, you've made it several days now on this challenge, and I think one of the things that I'd like to talk to you about was something that I was in total denial about on my last contest prep, and that is the value of sleep where you're trying to lose weight, when that's your goal. When you're trying to lose weight, there are certain things you should do. So diet, exercise, give up sugar, junk food, eat more vegetables, lean protein, complex carbohydrates, all that stuff, right? We've talked about it, but you say you're going to the gym regularly, you're moving as much as you can during the day, you're following meals to the T, you're not even taking cheat meals, you're doing more cardio than you think you should, but nothing's happening. And something that you might be overlooking is your sleep. The amount of sleep that you get directly affects your diet. So when you're sleep deprived, you tend to weigh more and have more trouble losing weight than people who get a good night's rest. And so when that comes down to say contest prep time, or even people who are stressed out but still trying to lose weight, it can really backfire. You can be following the exact same diet and exercise regimen as somebody and just not be seeing the same results as they are. So when you don't get enough sleep, your body overproduces leptin, which is a hunger-causing hormone, and ghrelin, G-H-E-R-L-I-N, something like that. You could be more susceptible to overeating if you're not being careful, while at the same time feeling totally unsatiated. So if you're consistently getting less than like 6 hours of sleep a night, you show glucose and insulin levels that are similar to a diabetic. And even if you're doing everything right, your blood glucose and your insulin levels are like a diabetic's on paper. Your fat cells also lose their ability to properly use insulin. And so when your body becomes more insulin resistant, it produces more and more insulin to be able to function. And that leads to fat buildup and could even lead to diabetes. I'm not trying to scare you, it's just a fact. So not getting enough sleep makes you more stressed out, which then makes it more difficult for you to control your appetite. See this little circle happening here? A sleep deprived body can produce more cortisol, which is our stress hormone, and cortisol triggers that reward center in your brain that makes you crave food. And so once you've spiked your cortisol, the combination of more cortisol and ghrelin mean that you need to eat more food than you normally would to feel satisfied, like physically feel satisfied, not emotionally. Lack of sleep can also lead you to crave more sugary and salty foods and make you less likely to be able to say no to unhealthy treats because you really feel that pull to eat those things. Sleeping helps refresh your mind, and it helps you with making decisions and the whole decision-making process that goes on in your brain. Exhaustion reduces mental clarity and judgment. So you're more likely to reach for the donut when you normally reach for some frozen grapes or something, which I like better than donuts, but I've seen this train wreck happen in myself, especially around contest time. Not getting enough rest can also impact your gym time. So not only are you maybe failing on your nutrition, you will also potentially fail with your fitness pursuits. And so your body and muscles need time to repair while you sleep, so you can push yourself the next day to do it all again. When you go to sleep, you produce the most growth hormone in your body. That helps to burn fat, and it helps to repair any muscle damages and build them so you can increase strength and lose weight. So when that's not happening, you can blame your stress and your sleepless nights on the fact that you're not getting enough time to repair and build. If you're exhausted, you're also probably a lot more likely to skip the gym. I know I would push myself, but I don't know how productive those workouts are really. It just takes the guilt away. even if you do make it out, you're not going to have the energy to train to the best of your ability. You could have sacrificed your form and create an injury. So a decent night's sleep might be a better idea than pushing yourself for that 1 a.m. workout just to get it under your belt and get it done and be obsessive about it. But it can be totally difficult to get enough sleep every night, and I suffer a lot. And you might see me post things, every little tip or trick, herb, oil, meditation, my blue light glasses I've been using recently, journaling, creating, a healthy environment, like just every bloody thing I know how to do, and still may not get enough sleep. Because between, work, family, responsibilities, planning, cooking healthy meals, consistent exercise, you kind of take sleep at the end of that and go, well, there's sleep, I have 4 hours, or, oh, I had a shitty sleep, so what? But if you really want to be healthy and lose weight, you have to make that nightly sleep a priority. And sometimes even for me, like today, we ended up sleeping in, which can make me feel guilty sometimes, but it's also very necessary. If I feel like I need to sleep, then I guess I should be sleeping. And as I age, I start to respect more what my body is telling me, as opposed to punishing it and pushing it to do the things that are going to break it down. Tip. So my top tips for getting enough rest are these 8. And I've got a little recipe for you, and hopefully that helps you out. If you have any questions about sleep or would like me to evaluate what's been going on with your sleep patterns, comment below this video. So, tips for getting enough rest: prepare your space. So we're going to create a space for ourselves 7 days a week to ensure that we're going to get the rest we need. So plan ahead, work with your natural clock, whether you're a night owl or an early riser. Use the hours when you feel you're most energetic to get organized for tomorrow. Lay out your gym clothes, your work clothes, file any paper, pack for work, prep your food. Do everything you can to avoid a morning rush. Be prepared. Take a couple, so that's number 1. Number 2, take an hour before bed as a digital free zone if you can. Blue light and tech toys kind of screw up your body clock, and if you have the ability, I've been using blue light blocking glasses in the day to see if that would help. I have been sleeping all right. That being said, with 6 weeks out from my last contest, I dropped out because I wasn't getting sleep, I wasn't dropping the weight, and I knew that I was going to go for a big push that mentally might damage me. So I try not to be as mindless, and I really do think it is a great idea to take an hour before bed and go digital free. Read a book, meditate, do whatever it is you need to do, but no mindless web surfing. If you can make yourself one promise, just say, I'm going to be in bed at 10, so from 9 till 10, no mindless web surfing. I'm going to use that time to prep for tomorrow. Do whatever you need to do around the house. Also, number 3, I think this is huge. I think we don't put enough importance on this. Clean up your mess to reduce your stress. Visual clutter, now I'm not shitting you, it has been researched and found out by Princeton University to inhibit focus and create a feeling of being frazzled. So scientists have studied the fact that if you're messy or there's visual messes around you, you will consistently feel stressed out. Before you sleep, do your dishes, take out your trash, hang up your clothes, sort your mail, whatever it is you need to do, but a constant stimulation of disarray around you is going to make you feel stressed out. That's going to create all those issues with hormones we went through a few minutes ago. So do yourself a favor and clean up as best you can, or at least create spaces around you that are organized and zen, okay? Number 4, sleep in a cool environment. We keep our heat at the house right now. I'm trying to conserve energy, not spend $500 a month on heating Pennsylvania, geez. But we're keeping our heat at 63 consistently. We're trying to keep it consistently at 63. It's a stretch. We live in a 100-and-something-year-old house, and it gets very cold, so we layer up. But sleeping in a cool environment, even in the winter, between 60 and 68, keep your core body temperatures at a level to initiate sleepiness. If you bring those temperatures up, you get a much more restless sleep. So shoot for between 60 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. 5, try teas that will put you to sleep, like chamomile or passion fruit or any kind of brand that says sleepy time. Just please do not ingest anything with caffeine. And I would avoid caffeine. Probably, I mean, test it out on yourself, but I just had some coffee and it's like 4 something, and that was a bad idea. So I would say to avoid coffee after about 2 o'clock in the afternoon for me. So let's see what my sleep's like tonight. Chamomile tea, passion fruit tea, whatever it is, sleepy time tea. I think Celestial Seasonings does. Try one of those. 6, don't snack late at night. Your body needs to go to bed, rest, and use that time to repair, not to digest. So do your best to eat your dinner and finish your dinner at least a couple of hours before you go to bed. Don't do any late night snacking. 7, another thing to try to mix in, like I've said before, a little bit of light stretching, some restorative yoga, even some meditation. You can find a lot of guided meditations, a lot of restorative yoga and stretching programs on YouTube. And I guess I can make one for you if you like, but we all know how to stretch. And if you're looking for suggestions, comment below. And number 8, journaling, diary, whatever you want to call it, blogging. If you have feelings that are unresolved before you go to bed, write them down, type them down, I don't know, text your friend if you have to, but get all of those anxieties out so that when you lay down in your bed, you can concentrate on just peaceful, easy breaths, even in and out, and not have these things popping into your head going, oh, did I do this? Oh, did I do that? I used to keep, and I still do have a journal beside my bed with a pen, but I used to keep just a notepad, especially when I had a super stressful life managing real estate and so many things literally to take care of across Canada. I would wake up, you know, in horror and then write things down at the side of my bed just to know that I had made a mental note of it or a physical note of it, not left it up to myself to remember, and then that would allow me a little bit of ease so I could get back to sleep. That can be a tip for you too. And finally, you could try an essential oils blend. We have a couple diffusers, and I think essential oils work well if you don't mind the smell of them. Some of the reported things that they're good for, I don't necessarily agree with, because while I do believe in plant medicine and I have my master herbalist certification, I think that medicine has to be taken internally, and it doesn't necessarily work the same when you're applying it topically or inhaling it. So I'm gonna give you, get a pen and pencil down, an essential oils blend to use in your mister, or to use in a spray, or you can put in, you know, its own container and dab it on behind your ears, on your wrists for bedtime. And get ready, 1/2 ounce of rose hydrosol, 1/2 ounce of distilled water, 4 drops of ylang ylang essential oil, 4 drops of patchouli, and 8 drops of sandalwood. And combine it into about a 1 ounce misting bottle, and then just shake it up and use it that way. Or you can use it in your diffuser or one of those reed diffusers, or however you like. So those are my tips for using sleep as part of your health and fitness regimen. If you have any questions about sleep or natural remedies, I'm not the queen of essential oils, but I can give you some recommendations. But any herbals that you would like to try other than a couple of the off-the-shelf teas, comment down here and I can give you some suggestions. I hope that helps you all out. Get your sleep.